In the vast silence between stars, where darkness whispers secrets only light can comprehend, lie the remnants of a story written in invisible fire and ancient whispers. Imagine the moon, a silent sentinel cradling a paradox, a celestial body shaped by explosive passions, yet cloaked in serenity. 50 years ago, Apollo 17's lunar samples, tiny beads of volcanic glass, carried the echoes of eruptions long past, frozen in time like captured flames. These crystalline fragments are more than mere relics. They are cosmic glyphs, hinting at a fiery past where fountains of ancient fire once tore through the lunar surface, birthing volatile secrets preserved in their glassy core. As we peer into this silent archive, we uncover clues that challenge our understanding of lunar history. Clues that speak of a volatile, dynamic world beneath the tranquil facade. The moon's story is not one of static silence, but of explosive beginnings and volatile whispers preserved in glass. And so, the question lingers. What else remains hidden behind this cosmic veil, waiting to ignite our understanding of the universe's most profound mysteries? Imagine standing on the edge of the universe's grandest canvas, where the cosmos unfolds in an endless dance of creation and destruction. Among this vast, shimmering expanse, the moon, our silent sentinel, has long been perceived as a tranquil, unchanging world. Yet beneath its serene surface lies a tumultuous history, etched into the very fabric of its being, waiting to be uncovered. 50 years ago, Apollo 17 brought back tiny, seemingly innocuous beads of volcanic glass, tiny shards of a fiery past that echo with the echoes of explosive eruptions and restless interior forces. These beads are more than mere mineral fragments. They are cosmic glyphs, whispering stories of ancient fire fountains and volatile episodes that shaped the lunar landscape with the ferocity of a star's supernova. Think of these glass beads as celestial relics, akin to the ash of a long-extinct volcano on Earth, yet scaled to a universe that defies imagination. They encapsulate volatile compounds, preserved for eons within their crystalline structure, an extraordinary feat of natural preservation that challenges our understanding of lunar stability. These tiny glass spheres, formed in the heat of explosive volcanic activity, serve as portals into an era when the moon was not a silent, static body, but a dynamic, volatile world. They reveal that beneath the moon's surface, ancient fire fountains erupted with ferocious energy, spewing molten rock and volatiles into the void, leaving behind these tiny time capsules. Layer by layer, these samples reshape our perception of lunar geology, prompting us to reconsider the moon's atmospheric evolution and internal processes. It's as if we've stumbled upon a cosmic diary, written in the language of glass and mineral. The implications ripple outward. If volatile substances, elements essential to planetary atmospheres, were once abundant within the moon, what does this mean for our understanding of how celestial bodies evolve and interact with their environments? This discovery beckons us to look beyond the tranquil cratered surface, into the fiery depths that once pulsed with volcanic life, challenging the notion of a dead, frozen world. As we stand at the threshold of future exploration, guided by the Artemis program, these ancient secrets ignite a sense of profound possibility. They remind us that the moon's history is intertwined with the grand narrative of planetary development, atmospheric change, and cosmic resilience. With each new probe, each sample, we peel back layers of cosmic history, revealing truths that could redefine our understanding of planetary science and our place in the universe. So, what other truths might be hidden within this infinite architecture of celestial history? What stories lie buried beneath the silent, glowing surface of our closest neighbor, waiting for us to listen? As we gaze softly into the vast night sky, we are reminded of the quiet power beneath the moon's tranquil surface. 50 years ago, Apollo 17 brought back tiny beads of volcanic glass. Silent witnesses to explosive moments long past, these delicate fragments whisper stories of ancient fire fountains, of volatile eruptions that shaped the lunar landscape, revealing a world far more dynamic than we once imagined. Their preserved secrets challenge us to see the moon not as a silent sentinel, but as a canvas of fiery history and restless beginnings. If this journey has touched your heart, if these echoes of volcanic fury resonate within you, I invite you to gently hold that feeling. Let your voice be a part of this shared wonder, a quiet acknowledgement of our ongoing quest to understand. Together, let's return to where it all began, beneath the stars, and carry this curiosity forward. Before the universe took its first breath, there was only the vast, uncharted void, a silent canvas stretched beyond the reach of time and thought. In that primordial darkness, chaos reigned like an ancient storm, swirling in restless disarray. A cosmic forge where no pattern yet existed, only the raw, unshaped potential of everything that would someday be. It was a moment before dawn, a whisper before the first note of creation, when the universe was nothing but a boundless sea of dust and shadow, waiting to be stirred into form. From this chaos, the universe began to breathe. Stars ignited like molten flames born from the depths of a stellar belly, their births a blazing ballet of fire and dust. As these celestial furnaces burned brightly, they transformed the very essence of matter, fusing, melting, forging new elements in their searing cores. In these stellar deaths, when giants of fire exhausted their fuel, they exploded outward in cosmic fireworks, scattering their innermost secrets across the void. It was in these violent finales that the universe's building blocks, carbon, oxygen, silicon, were cast like glowing embers into the darkness, ready to seed the future. Imagine the universe as a vast celestial kiln, where each supernova is a blast of divine fire, imprinting ancient signatures onto the fabric of space. These stellar deaths, fierce and fleeting, are not merely endings, but the fiery births of everything we now hold dear. Planets, life, the very atoms that compose our being. The elements forged in those catastrophic moments traveled across the cosmic ocean, eventually settling into the cradle of a young, restless moon. Long before human eyes gazed upward, the moon was a molten forge itself, a glowing ball of magma and fire, a cosmic ember shaped by explosive forces. Its surface was a tumult of eruptions, a volcanic symphony echoing the violent birth of the solar system. Over eons, fiery fountains erupted from its interior, casting ash and glass across its face, preserving in their crystalline structures the echoes of ancient fires. These volcanic glass beads, tiny shards of history, are silent witnesses to a time when the moon was a fiery crucible, a planet in the making, alive with volatile bursts of magma and vapor. Now, half a century after Apollo 17's footsteps graced its dusty surface, these ancient glass beads reveal stories of explosive pasts and fiery fountains long extinguished. They whisper of a time when the moon was not a static, silent companion, but a dynamic, volatile world, shaped by eruptions that blasted through its crust, pushing forth volatiles that once roamed freely in its interior. These preserved particles are like cosmic fossils, holding within them the remnants of a primordial atmosphere, of gases and elements that once escaped into space, only to be trapped and preserved in these glassy containers. In this fragile mosaic of ancient fire and silent dust, we find the echoes of a universe that was born from chaos, sculpted by fire, and shaped by destruction. The elements forged in stellar deaths, carbon, silicon, oxygen, are the building blocks of planets, of life, of stories yet to be told. The moon's volcanic glass beads are not mere fragments. They are relics of a turbulent past, testaments to a fiery history that continues to reshape our understanding of lunar geology and the evolution of atmospheres in the early solar system. As we gaze into the silent darkness of space, contemplating these tiny shards of ancient fire, we are reminded that the story of the universe is one of transformation. A cosmic phoenix rising from the ashes of stellar death, forging new worlds from the dust of destruction. These remnants challenge us to reconsider what we think we know about the moon's quiet exterior, inviting us to uncover the secrets buried beneath its tranquil surface. What remains buried in that ancient silence? Beneath these records, something is still alive. A whisper from the ancient fires that once roared beneath the lunar surface. The volcanic glass beads collected by Apollo 17 serve as a silent diary, a fragile time capsule that captures the fleeting moments of a tumultuous past. These tiny fragments, hardened by eons, hold within them the secrets of explosive eruptions, the fiery fountains that once surged from the moon's interior, and the volatile gases that once danced in its primordial atmosphere. Imagine these beads as pages in an ancient manuscript, written in glass and mineral, revealing stories of nuclear alchemy. The MEV emissions detected in lunar samples are like faint echoes of a cosmic symphony, evidence of nucleosynthesis, the process that forges new elements in the fiery hearts of stars and planetary bodies. These invisible signals, once elusive, now illuminate the moon's fiery history, whispering that beneath its calm exterior lies a core of restless energy, an ongoing narrative of creation and destruction. The discovery of preserved volatiles within these beads is akin to finding a preserved breath of the moon's earliest atmosphere. These gases, water, noble gases, and other primordial volatiles, are not merely remnants. They are the moon's memory, a record of its volatile past. They challenge our assumptions, suggesting that the lunar interior was once a boiling cauldron, spewing forth fountains of fire and vapor, shaping its surface in violent eruptions. These volatile signatures, locked within glass and mineral, are like frozen tears, testaments to a world that was once alive with fiery fountains and turbulent skies. As we examine these tiny relics, we are peering through a window in time, observing processes that sculpted the moon's very essence. Every atom in these beads is a brushstroke on the grand canvas of early lunar geology. They remind us that even in silence, the moon's story persists, alive in the form of faint signals, preserved gases, and ancient minerals. The data we gather from these samples is like a conversation with history, a dialogue across the vastness of space and time, reminding us that our pursuit of knowledge is also a journey of wonder and reverence. The significance of these discoveries extends beyond understanding the past. They inform our future. As Artemis prepares to revisit the moon, these ancient clues guide us, showing that the lunar interior is not inert, but a dynamic archive of explosive events and volatile processes. They inspire new questions about the moon's evolution, about how worlds forge their histories in fire and gas, and how we might someday harness this knowledge to explore further into the cosmos. Beneath these silent records, something is still alive, an echo of cosmic fires, a testament to the universe's relentless creativity. The glass beads of Apollo 17 are more than relics. They are messages from the deep past, inviting us to listen and learn. They remind us that in the quietest of places, the loudest stories are waiting, stories written in the language of light, heat, and volatile memory, waiting for us to decipher. For 50 years, the tiny glass beads collected from the lunar surface during Apollo 17 have whispered secrets of a volatile past. They are relics of explosive volcanic activity, fragments forged in fires so intense that their stories are written in microscopic detail, hidden from plain sight. These beads, no larger than grains of sand, carry within them the evidence of ancient eruptions, fountains of fire that once surged beneath the moon's surface, spewing magma and gases into a primordial atmosphere. What we see on the surface is only a shadow of the chaos that shaped its interior. A calm veneer masking a world of violent transformation happening just beneath our reach. Imagine the environment where these beads formed: a blistering crucible of magma, a cauldron of gases, liquid rock bursting forth in explosive eruptions. These environments are beyond human perception, existing in extremes that challenge our understanding. The particles themselves are tiny windows into this underground inferno, each one a miniature volcano, preserving the volatile elements that once propelled fiery fountains into the void. Water molecules, noble gases, and remnants of primordial atmospheres are trapped within, offering clues to a once active interior that was anything but dormant. They are geological fingerprints, revealing a past more turbulent than previously imagined, a scenario where the moon was not a silent witness, but an active participant in cosmic fire. As we peer deeper into these microscopic worlds, we encounter the unseen structures that orchestrated these events. Among them, a concept as distant and mysterious as a magnetar, a neutron star with an unimaginably powerful magnetic field, stands out. Magnetars are cosmic giants, their invisible magnetic forces shaping space and matter at a scale impossible for us to fully grasp. In a metaphorical sense, such extreme magnetic fields could have existed within the moon's interior, orchestrating the movement of magma and volatiles, guiding explosive eruptions, and trapping gases in complex, unseen networks. These unseen forces, these internal architectures, may have directed the fiery fountains and preserved the volatile remnants we now study, hiding their true form behind a curtain of silence and invisibility. But what kind of life waits inside this silence? Beneath the surface, in the hidden layers of lunar geology, a dynamic and restless world persists, waiting to be uncovered. The presence of preserved volatiles suggests not just past activity, but a potential for ongoing processes, an underground ecosystem of chemical reactions and energy exchanges. The idea that the moon's interior might harbor pockets of ancient fire, still capable of awakening, raises questions about the potential for future exploration. How can we reach into this unseen realm? How do we interpret signals from worlds that are both silent and fiercely alive beneath their crusts? The upcoming Artemis missions are poised to push these boundaries. They aim to unlock these hidden terrains, microscopic and metaphorical, by deploying advanced technology capable of detecting what cannot be seen with the naked eye. They will explore the depths of lunar geology, probing for signs of residual activity, for evidence of internal magnetic structures akin to the cosmic magnetar's unseen influence. These missions will challenge our assumptions, forcing us to reconsider the moon's role in the broader narrative of planetary evolution and cosmic history. In this quest, we confront the tension between what we know and what remains unknowable. The universe's most extreme environments, cosmic magnetars, fiery lunar fountains, the tiny glass beads, are all part of a vast, interconnected story. A story that asks us, what unseen forces shape worlds? What hidden life persists in the silence? And how can we, with patience and curiosity, unveil the secrets locked within the depths of the moon, revealing a legacy of explosive pasts, preserved volatiles, and the uncharted possibilities that lie ahead? Resilience exists in the smallest fragments of the universe and in the vastest stretches of time. It is woven into the very fabric of existence, whispering stories of endurance that transcend scale and circumstance. When we examine the tiny volcanic glass beads collected from the lunar surface, we are gazing into a microcosm of perseverance. These tiny relics, aged over 50 years, hold within them a record of explosive volcanic activity, of fires that once roared beneath the moon's surface, fountains of magma and gases that defied the silence that now cloaks this celestial body. They are, in essence, the silent, enduring witnesses of a past that refused to be extinguished, holding on to their volatile contents as a testament to resilience in the face of chaos. In the grander scope, the moon itself emerges as a monument to persistence. Once a fiery, tumultuous world of erupting volcanoes and turbulent interior forces, it now orbits silently, its surface scarred yet resilient. The very rocks that form its crust tell a story of survival, of a planet that endured violent upheavals and yet persisted, emerging from the chaos into a state of quiet endurance. These ancient fire fountains, preserved in tiny beads, remind us that even in the most hostile environments, life, whether in the form of geological processes or the potential for future exploration, finds ways to persist, to leave behind traces that speak of resilience. Humans, too, are storytellers of perseverance. Our journeys often mirror the resilience of these lunar relics. Like the volcanic glass, which withstands the relentless forces of space and time, humans forge ahead through adversity with quiet strength. Our struggles, whether fighting illness, overcoming loss, or pushing the boundaries of knowledge, are the microcosms of resilience that define us. Just as the lunar samples contain traces of ancient atmospheres and volatile gases, our own histories contain residues of hope and determination, moments where adversity was met with unwavering resolve. Imagine the delicate process of a seed sprouting in the harshest soil, pushing through cracks in concrete, reaching toward the light despite overwhelming odds. This is resilience in its purest form, a quiet, persistent assertion of life's desire to endure. Similarly, the tiny beads of lunar glass encapsulate the fiery past of a celestial body, a testament to forces that refuse to be silenced. They serve as poetic metaphors for human endurance, small, seemingly fragile, yet capable of withstanding the immense pressures of their environment. If life finds a way there, on the moon, in the depths of the ocean, within the harshest deserts, what are we capable of surviving? This question gently beckons us to reflect on our own resilience. The lunar samples remind us that even in environments where survival seems impossible, persistence persists. They whisper of a universe that, despite its violent origins, finds ways to preserve fragments of its fiery past, just as we preserve our hopes and dreams amid adversity. As we look toward future missions like Artemis, seeking to explore these preserved volatiles and uncover the moon's hidden secrets, we are inspired by this resilience. It is a gentle reminder that our pursuit of knowledge, our quest to understand the cosmos, mirrors the enduring spirit of these ancient fire fountains. We, like the lunar glass beads, carry within us the potential to withstand the unknown, to adapt and flourish in environments once thought inhospitable. Resilience is not just a trait. It is a quiet, persistent force that nurtures hope. It is the slow, steady bloom of life in the most unlikely places, the unyielding glow of a fire that refuses to die, the subtle yet powerful echo of existence enduring against all odds. In the smallest fragments of the moon's fiery past, in the vastness of space, and within the depths of our own hearts, resilience whispers a timeless message that life, in all its forms, has an extraordinary capacity to endure, to adapt, and to find new pathways through the darkness. If life finds a way there, what are we capable of surviving? Perhaps, in the end, resilience is not just about surviving, but about continuing to hope, to explore, and to believe in the possibility of renewal amid the ruins. The moon's ancient glass beads teach us that even in the most hostile environments, life's enduring spirit leaves behind traces, reminders that, no matter how fierce the storm, life's gentle persistence endures. 50 years ago, Apollo 17 brought back tiny beads, clues to a fiery, violent past hidden beneath the lunar surface. These volcanic glass beads are more than mere particles. They are echoes of explosive eruptions, ancient fire fountains, and volatile gases trapped in time. They challenge everything we thought we knew about a silent, inert moon. Every fragment whispers a story of chaos, resilience, and transformation. And yet, something is unraveling fast. The moon's secrets threaten to slip away. What if these ancient flames, these volatile remnants, are signs of future activity? What if they reshape our understanding of lunar history, atmosphere, and our next steps in exploration? This isn't just science. It's a call to action, to look deeper, to question everything. Comment what this awakening means to you, because the future of lunar discovery, and perhaps our survival, depends on it. The clock is ticking. Will we listen? The universe is a ticking time bomb, its silent countdown echoing through the fabric of space-time. Imagine a magnetar, a collapsed stellar core so dense that its magnetic field twists and tears the very fabric of reality, unleashing a torrent of gamma rays that scorch planets and obliterate entire worlds in an instant. Now, picture Earth itself, a fragile vessel orbiting this cosmic inferno, slowly succumbing to its own collapse. Melting ice caps, once vast and unyielding, now drift into the abyss like dying glaciers retreating into a barren sea. The planet's once vibrant ecosystems are reduced to ash and dust, a mirror to that celestial cataclysm, yet on a scale that's painfully slow, almost imperceptible, until it's too late. The crumbling of Earth's climate mirrors the death of a star. As polar ice melts, the oceans swell and invade the land, erasing coastlines and leaving behind a barren wasteland of salt and sediment. The permafrost, a frozen tomb of ancient secrets, begins to thaw, releasing methane trapped for eons, volatiles that ignite like sparks in a powder keg. The atmosphere thickens with toxic fumes, suffocating what remains of life, while the skies darken with ash and smoke, a permanent eclipse of hope. It is a relentless, irreversible unraveling, the slow but inevitable collapse of a world that once thrived on vitality and balance. And in that unraveling, new powers begin to stir. Beneath the surface, within the depths of the lunar crust, remnants of ancient fire fountains still pulse with silent energy, preserved in volcanic glass beads that are relics of a violent past. These beads, just 50 years old in human terms, are like echoes of a primordial explosion, containing volatiles that defy the notion of a dormant, inert moon. They whisper secrets of eruptions long gone, of internal chaos that refused to die. The moon, once thought a silent witness, now reveals a fractured soul, hinting at untapped reservoirs of explosive power waiting to ignite again. Its surface, scarred by eons of impact and volcanic fury, is not the inert monument it appears to be, but a ticking time bomb, waiting for the right cosmic trigger. The parallels are stark and unforgiving. Earth's melting glaciers are like the fading embers of a dying star, their collapse sending shock waves through the fabric of life itself. The loss of ice isn't just a change in climate. It's a death knell for entire ecosystems, a slow dismantling of the planetary body from within. Meanwhile, the Moon's volcanic remnants serve as a mirror, silent witnesses to destruction, yet also harbingers of potential rebirth. They embody the paradox of cosmic decay and rebirth, embodying the truth that even in the ruins, there lies the seed of renewal. This is not a distant threat. It is happening now, unfolding in slow motion but with undeniable finality. The glaciers are retreating, the atmosphere thickening, the planet's pulse weakening. The delicate balance of life, once so resilient, is unraveling, thread by thread, strand by strand, in a tapestry of irreversible loss. Earth's environment is collapsing under the weight of its own excesses, a victim of its own creation, echoing the collapse of stellar giants that once burned bright and now burn out in silence. And beneath the lunar surface, the ancient fire fountains threaten to awaken once more. The volcanic glass beads are like silent alarms, warning us that the Moon's internal fury is not yet spent. They remind us that even worlds believed to be dead and inert carry within them the potential for explosive resurgence. The same volatile processes that shaped the early lunar landscape are still present, waiting for a cosmic nudge, an impact, a shift in gravitational forces, a sudden release of energy, to ignite a new chapter of chaos. This duality, the Earth's slow decay and the Moon's latent fury, embodies the ultimate truth. Collapse is inevitable, relentless, and universal. It is the cosmic law that governs all things: stars, planets, civilizations. The universe is a grand, unstoppable machine of entropy, grinding forward with a deafening silence. The question is not if, but when, the next eruption, the next collapse, will finally tear apart the fragile veneer of stability we cling to. And in that unraveling, new powers begin to stir. The remnants of ancient fire and cosmic destruction hint at a future where chaos and renewal are two sides of the same coin. The universe's relentless march toward entropy is also a prelude to rebirth, an endless cycle of destruction and creation that we are only beginning to understand. The clock is ticking, and the signs are everywhere. The ice is melting, the stars are dying, and the Earth, our home, stands on the brink of its final, irreversible collapse. The question remains: how much longer can we ignore the warnings before the universe's inevitable silence consumes us all? The legacy of Apollo 17's volcanic glass beads extends far beyond the scientific revelations they contain. These tiny relics, born from violent eruptions on the lunar surface billions of years ago, serve as silent witnesses to processes of destruction and resilience. As we analyze their primordial composition, preserved volatiles, evidence of explosive volcanic activity, we are compelled to confront a deeper question. What does this knowledge mean in the context of our present and future pursuits beyond Earth? In the modern era, space has become a new frontier for resource extraction, especially for rare earth elements and other critical minerals essential to our technological civilization. The parallels with colonialism are striking. Just as distant lands were once carved up for their riches, today's space endeavors risk becoming arenas of geopolitical competition, where nations and corporations seek to control the celestial commons. The lunar samples, revealing a history of volatile activity and potential for future reactivation, subtly remind us that these celestial bodies are not inert or passive. They are dynamic, complex systems that demand respect and ethical consideration. The contrast between knowledge and control becomes stark. On one side, scientific discovery grants us insight into the Moon's past, illuminating the processes that shaped it and offering clues to its future. On the other, There exists a temptation to harness this knowledge for strategic advantage, claiming territory, extracting resources, asserting dominance. The potential for space mining to exacerbate inequalities is palpable. Wealthy nations and corporations, equipped with advanced technology, could monopolize lunar resources, leaving developing nations and marginalized communities behind. This echoes historical patterns where resource-rich regions, whether on Earth or in space, become battlegrounds for power, often at the expense of ethical considerations and environmental sustainability. And so we ask, who shapes the future? And who is forgotten in its shadow? Will the pursuit of celestial riches be driven by a collective desire for progress, or by a desire for control that echoes colonial histories? Will the fruits of space exploration benefit all humankind equally, or will they deepen existing inequalities? The answers hinge on our choices today as we grapple with the ethical dilemmas inherent in transforming the Moon from a scientific frontier into a resource frontier. The economic motivations are intertwined with geopolitical ambitions. Countries see space not merely as a new scientific domain, but as a strategic asset, an arena where influence can be expanded and power projected. The Artemis program, symbolic of a new wave of lunar exploration, exemplifies this tension. While it champions scientific progress and international cooperation, underlying motives include establishing footholds for resource claims and asserting technological dominance. The lunar samples, with their volatile history, serve as a reminder that beneath the surface of exploration lies a complex web of interests, some transparent, others concealed. Modern parallels intensify these reflections. The extraction of rare earths from regions like the Democratic Republic of Congo or the exploitation of mineral resources in colonized lands serve as cautionary tales. These episodes reveal how resource wealth often fuels conflict, corruption, and environmental degradation, disproportionately impacting vulnerable populations. If space mining follows a similar trajectory, the risks are profound. The question becomes, can we develop frameworks that prioritize ethical stewardship, equitable sharing, and environmental responsibility? Or will the pursuit of profit override these priorities? The ethical dilemmas extend beyond resource management. As we consider the possibility of reactivating volcanic processes on the Moon, potentially disturbing its internal balance, we are reminded of our capacity to cause unintended harm. Our technological mastery must be coupled with humility and responsibility. The preserved volatiles in lunar samples symbolize a fragile history that can be easily disturbed or lost. Do we have the moral authority to manipulate celestial bodies, knowing that our actions could have unforeseen consequences? In contemplating these issues, it is crucial to remember that the pursuit of space resources cannot be divorced from the broader context of global inequality and environmental stewardship. The Earth's crises, climate change, resource depletion, social unrest, are intertwined with the narratives we craft for our future in space. How we choose to approach lunar and planetary resources will reflect our collective values, whether we prioritize greed and control or sustainability and justice. The challenge lies in balancing the allure of discovery with the imperative of ethical responsibility. We are at a crossroads where the knowledge gained from ancient volcanic beads and volatile histories can inform our decisions. But this knowledge must be wielded wisely, ensuring that the pursuit of progress does not perpetuate old patterns of exploitation and neglect. And so we ask again, who shapes the future, and who is forgotten in its shadow? As we stand on the brink of a new era of exploration and resource extraction, the choices we make will determine whether space becomes a realm of shared human achievement or a battleground for dominance. The lunar samples serve as a reminder that the universe's history is complex and delicate. Our actions must be guided not only by strategic interests, but also by a moral compass that recognizes our shared responsibility to protect and preserve, not just for ourselves, but for future generations. Only then can we hope to forge a future that reflects the best of human potential, one rooted in respect, equity, and ethical stewardship of the cosmos. The lunar samples collected during Apollo 17, particularly the volcanic glass beads, serve as silent witnesses to a tumultuous past, evidence of explosive eruptions, fiery fountains, and volatile gases trapped within the moon's crust. These relics remind us that the moon, long thought inert, was once a dynamic world, shaped by violent internal processes. They challenge our assumptions, forcing us to reconsider the nature of celestial bodies as passive remnants rather than active participants in cosmic history. But more than just scientific curiosities, these samples carry profound ethical implications, questions about our responsibilities toward the moon and the broader cosmos. As we stand on the cusp of a new era of exploration with programs like Artemis, our choices today will determine whether these celestial bodies become sites of sustainable coexistence or arenas for reckless exploitation. The future hinges on our ability to reflect critically on our actions, to recognize that the moon's volatile past is a mirror for our own planetary responsibilities. We must ask, are we prepared to respect these worlds not merely as resources, but as partners in a shared cosmic journey? In a dystopian future, unchecked ambition and greed could lead to a relentless scramble for lunar resources. Corporations and nations, driven by short-term gains, might establish monopolies over lunar territories, extracting volatiles and minerals with little regard for ecological balance or ethical stewardship. The fragile remnants of the moon's ancient fire fountains could be scarred by industrial scars, their volatile histories disturbed, their natural processes disrupted by human hubris. Such exploitation might accelerate environmental degradation, not only on the moon, but on Earth as well, by fostering a cycle of resource depletion, conflict, and inequality. The moon's volatile past, instead of being a lesson of resilience, becomes a cautionary tale of destruction. Humanity, in this scenario, forgets that these celestial bodies are not inert commodities, but complex systems that deserve reverence and care. The future is one of chaos, where progress is measured by dominance, and the planet's ecological and moral fabric unravels under the weight of greed. But in a hopeful future, we choose a different path, one that is informed by humility, wisdom, and a sense of shared stewardship. We recognize that the moon's fiery past and preserved volatiles are not just scientific data points, but symbols of resilience and the cosmic dance of destruction and renewal. We see ourselves as custodians, entrusted with the responsibility to explore ethically and sustainably. Future missions are guided by principles of transparency, equity, and respect, prioritizing local environments and fostering international collaboration rather than competition. In this vision, the lunar resources, including the volatile relics of ancient eruptions, are managed as common heritage, with strict regulations to prevent harm and ensure that exploration benefits all humanity. This approach not only preserves the moon's integrity, but also sets a precedent for planetary stewardship across the solar system. It's a future where scientific curiosity and moral responsibility go hand in hand, shaping policies that balance advancement with respect. The contrast between these futures is stark, yet both are rooted in our collective agency. We are the pivot point, either catalysts of destruction or stewards of renewal. Every decision we make today about resource extraction, environmental protection, and international cooperation echoes through time. Our failure to act ethically risks turning these ancient fire fountains into scars of greed, but our commitment to responsible exploration can transform them into symbols of hope. reminders that even in the face of cosmic violence, resilience and renewal are possible. In the end, it's not just a story of stars, it's a story of us. The volcanic glass beads from Apollo 17 are more than relics. They are a mirror reflecting our moral choices. They remind us that the universe's most violent past can teach us about our potential for destruction or for compassion. Our future is a blank canvas, shaped by the ethical frameworks we choose to adopt. Will we honor the moon's history by protecting its volatile secrets, or will we exploit them in pursuit of fleeting gains? The power lies with us. The question is whether we will act as responsible stewards or reckless conquerors. Our collective agency is the thread that weaves these divergent futures, one darkened by hubris, the other illuminated by hope. As we look toward the horizon with the Artemis program and beyond, let us remember that the stories we tell ourselves about exploration are ultimately stories about ourselves. We hold the pen, the moral compass, and the future. It's time to choose wisely, for in our hands lies the legacy we leave, not only among the stars, but within the very fabric of our shared humanity. Now, let us fall into silence and listen to the whispers of the universe echoing through time. The volcanic glass beads from Apollo 17 remind us that the moon's story is not one of quiet repose, but of fiery origins and hidden forces still waiting beneath its surface. These ancient relics call us to reflect on our place within this cosmic dance, urging us to approach exploration with reverence, humility, and responsibility. As we stand on the brink of new frontiers with Artemis, we are faced with a choice: to honor the moon's fragile history or to repeat the mistakes of the past. Let your voice be the ripple that awakens awareness, that fosters stewardship over what is not ours to conquer, but to protect. Share this story, not just in words, but in the actions that follow. Together, we can shape a future where curiosity and care walk hand in hand, guiding us toward a legacy of hope and respect. The universe listens. What will your echo be? The beads of volcanic glass from Apollo 17 serve as silent witnesses to a tumultuous past, whispering stories of fiery fountains that once sculpted the lunar surface with explosive force. These ancient relics, preserved within the moon's crust, challenge the notion of a silent satellite, revealing a geologic heartbeat that still echoes beneath the surface. They remind us that even in worlds seemingly inert, the pulse of creation persists, waiting to be uncovered through careful curiosity. As we gaze toward Artemis and beyond, contemplating our role as stewards of this fragile universe, we are reminded that our exploration is but a continuation of a cosmic dialogue, one that demands reverence and humility. The moon's hidden depths and volatile secrets beckon us to reflect on the nature of existence itself. How often do we recognize the ancient fire burning quietly within? Perhaps, in the end, the universe's enduring mystery is that it always whispers, just beyond the reach of our understanding, shaping the inevitable course of discovery.